Walking in the bank, go fill it up. We want all of the money. I don't need sleep till I run it off. They talking about cash and I want it. Niggas gon' hate, just don't pay them attention. They want in your spot and you know it. These niggas ain't nothing but snakes in the grass, so you better watch where you going. Walking in the bank, go fill it up. We want all of the money. I don't need sleep till I run it off. They talking about cash and I want it.
Welcome back to 96 TV. It's your boy Cartel Ace, man. Alright, I got another video for y'all, man. This is a little video from my boy IndustryHoax. Hold on, let me see something. Alright, I had to make sure the video was set up. But yeah, it's from my boy IndustryHoax. Y'all go follow him, you feel what I'm saying? He be having some little interesting perspectives on like Tupac and like the industry, and you know what I'm saying? His channel is IndustryHoax, you feel what I'm saying? So you already know what type of time that's on. So let's go ahead and get it started, man. This one called The Illusion of Reality. You feel what I'm saying? So we're gonna see. He mainly do Tupac shit, but he be doing other people too. He did a Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. I ain't saw this one yet, so we're gonna see what he's talking about.
She is a heroine to some, as a fighter for black rights. She is a villain to others. Back in the 1970s, Assata Shakur was known as the soul of the self-styled Black Liberation Army, an armed group implicated in the of several police officers. Her name is Assata Shakur.
So it look like we finna be talking about Assata Shakur. I done saw some other little videos on her too, man. Let's see.
In the United States, she is known by the police and FBI as Joanne Chesimard, one of the nation's most wanted fugitives. Wanted for what police describe as the cold-blooded execution of a New Jersey state trooper back in the 70s. She denies it and says of the state cops,
"They want to just kill me. They want to see me dead."
Chesimard was convicted in the killing of Trooper Werner Foster and the wounding of another trooper in a furious shootout on the New Jersey Turnpike in East Brunswick. That's where Chesimard was wounded, and one of two men in the car with her was. After her capture in that deadly shootout, she was sentenced to life in prison. In 1979, with the help of 3 armed men, she broke out of the women's prison in Clinton, New Jersey.
So look, I always had a problem with that too. Like, black people don't break out of jail. Like, not and just be gone. Like, that don't happen. Like, it just don't happen, bro. Like,
A break this afternoon from the prison in Clinton, New Jersey.
Chesimard went underground and then surfaced in the 1980s in Cuba under Fidel Castro's protection. Now, at 50 and a grandmother, she agreed to talk with me in Havana.
Ralph Penza, the New York City.
another thing. Go get a map. Actually, look on your maps. Look on your maps on your app, like, right? And then just scroll out and look where Cuba is to America. They went and got Bin Laden from over yonder. They went and got, bruh, anybody they wanted to find, went and got him. Pablo Escobar. This man was blowing up planes and everything. Went and got him. But this a hop and a skip, and they ain't even tried to get her. That's crazy.
Hiding in Cuba. In February 1998, while covering Pope John Paul's trip to Cuba, Penza located Assata, convicted of New Jersey State Trooper Werner Foster.
And then people just find it. Regular people are finding her to ask her for interviews. Like,
Assata is at large today, so the FBI asking the public for help with her arrest doesn't make any sense. If the reporter Ralph Penza located her with no success, that means the $1 million reward is bogus and is just an added bonus to make this scripted event.
yeah, cause they would have paid him, bro. That's what I'm saying. They would have hit his phone like, bro, is you trying to make this $2 million or what? Like, you see it right there. It say $2 million, bro. Is you trying to make this $2 million or what? Like, you just did an interview with her. Tell her, hit her again. Say let's do a part 2. Let's go get her. Dang, man. Yeah, like he said, it was bogus.
You're real.
For real.
Here's another bogus story as it relates to Assata's.
It's been 40 3 years since Cuba gave Charlie Hill asylum. He admits hijacking a TWA airliner to get here. He's more cautious about whether he had a role in the of a New Mexico State police officer.
The fugitives hijacked an airplane, and Asada took a boat to Cuba after killing a police officer. But how does it...
Hey, no cap. They are legendary if that's true. Like, think about it, bro. She escaped from prison and made it to Cuba. Like, bro, it's that movie. What's that movie? Queen and Slim. Queen and Slim. Them folks is almost there. And what happened? Somebody snitched on them. Like, that ain't happening, bro. Even in a movie, it didn't happen. Like, it's crazy.
Once they arrive in Cuba, that they would be able to stay and not be extradited. After all, they would have entered the country illegally, without a visa, permission, etc. They could have sent them straight back. Also, if they got there and just decided to hide,
it ain't like them folks just went over there legally and just, you feel what I'm saying, bro? Them folks snuck into the country and all that. Like, from the story they telling us, they just snuck into the country. Boom, we here. You think Cuba is just gonna be like, all right, cool, like, y'all black people cool here, like,
have legal rights to live here and wouldn't be able to claim any government money or get a legal job to support themselves. I find it fascinating that Asada and other fugitives fled to
she
Cuba,
look like she
especially
look
as
straight
it's so close to the state of Florida without any real planning on once they get there. But then again, the public will not question these things. As long as it's reported by the news, it will be believed by the masses.
That's the truth. Like, that's crazy, but it's the truth.
As we stated before, Tupac comes from a long line of CIA agents, spies, Freemasons.
Whoa. You was not finna skip by that, buddy. Not finna skip by that. Run that back. Run that. Whoa, I got Tupac on the wall right here. That's crazy.
Tupac comes from a long line of CIA agents, spies, Freemasons, etc. One thing I noticed, Tupac being a white cop storyline was taken directly from Asada.
And I knew, they were coming by.
Look, she living good.
She did, yeah. And I was later taken to a hospital, and I was beaten. I was tortured.
Yeah, I was behind bars getting beat up by the police department. Got $10 million lawsuit. They didn't see me. They did not see me on TV with my eye busted, my head busted. There's pictures of them. You don't. Yes, and you don't see them pictures.
Completely false. Our investigation shows that Jillian Chesmeyer initiated the conflict. She reached into her pocketbook, pulled out a 9mm weapon, and started firing. Harper.
2 carloads of people pulled up, and the first person that stepped towards me had a pistol sticking out of his belt. When I heard gunshots ringing out, I felt one of them strike me in the back, in my waist area. I thought it was crazy. The famous singer.
So they got 2 cops testifying against them, saying they were the aggressors. And them folks, Tupac got off.
Someone in the back.
Also, it said she broke out of a women's prison in Clinton, New Jersey. Where was Tupac sentenced? Clinton Correctional Facilities.
What's your period of incarceration at Clinton Correctional Facility?
She broke out of the women's prison in Clinton, New Jersey.
She made a break this afternoon.
2 women in that building. They pulled guns, were able to overpower a couple of officers, a male and female officer, and get her out. Put the officers in the back of the van. They drove the van across an unfenced area at the back of the institution to the adjoining Hunterdon State School. There, they got out of the van and fled in vehicle or vehicles, and the officers freed themselves and were uninjured.
How were they able to get in here with guns?
How were they able to free
That's part
themselves?
of the investigation.
There's a sign right there that says anyone coming in is subject to being searched.
That's true. I don't know how they did it.
Well, they must have identities on them.
Yes, that's why they're looking for them. I don't have them. The state police are doing the investigation. How was Chesmart? Chesmart are considered armed and dangerous.
Booking photographs. During this time, the arrested person is required to hold a placard with name, booking ID, weight, and other relevant information on it. Once the photos are taken, the ID officer will review them before processing to ensure accuracy. The front view photograph shall include a placard positioned in front of the inmate, either by use of the department's computer identification program, handheld or stand, with the top of the placard at the neckline. However, looking at Asada's mugshot, we notice they're covering all of her jail info. This would be considered a violation. It leaves the question, why? We also found another mugshot with the information uncovered, but it leaves one to think. Why are they taking multiple photos? Maybe one for the media, but that doesn't make sense. Her info is hiding some information. Maybe her inmate number is non-existent.
Hold on, they said for the maybe for the media. Bro, that's public information. Why would they have to hide public
We
information?
also found another mugshot with the information uncovered, but it leaves one to think. Why are they taking multiple photos? Maybe one for the media, but that doesn't make sense. Her info is hiding some information. Maybe her inmate number is non-existent. This was clearly a staged photo shoot. And in all of these older scripted events, they used the number 33. Looking at the top of the mugshot, it says circular number 33. They gave all of our parents the hoax code. In fact, her case is filled with 33s, but for the sake of time, let's listen to Asada herself.
So, in 1979,
She living good.
after being sentenced by an all-white, convicted by an all-white jury, and sentenced to life in prison plus 33 years plus 30 days.
And sentenced to life in prison plus 33 years plus 30 days.
I think Asada, not making many appearances about her case, is due to the fact she's not a very good actor. She struggles to remember her life as she reads it.
I was just finna pause it and say, bro, it sounds like she don't even remember it. Like, bruh, if you got sentenced to 33 years and 30 days or whatever she said, bruh, you're gonna remember that, bruh. Like, I be watching, like, interviews with, like, people who done been to jail or people who finna go to jail and all that. Bruh, them folks know that story. They know everything. Like, she ain't even know it. She ain't been gone that long, like.
Such a dramatic experience, such as being in a shootout with cops,
See?
breaking out of a maximum security prison, escaping by boat.
Paused it a little bit
This
too
should be something
early.
she can repeat in detail with no problems. In a well-produced documentary, they're able to cut and retake to make the story believable. But in a live setting such as this, there are no do-overs. She struggles.
I was able to escape in 1979, and in 1984, I was able to come to Cuba, and the Cuban people and the Cuban government welcomed me with open arms.
Wait, she said she escaped in 1979 and came to Cuba in 1984? So she was just in America chilling for all them. Yeah, I'm starting not to believe this. I ain't gonna lie.
I was part of a movement.
Being sentenced by an all-white, convicted by an all-white jury, convicted by an all-white jury.
Chesimard went underground and then surfaced in the 1980s in Cuba.
Most self-employed
Yo, man. Shout out to my boy IndustryHoax. Y'all go follow my boy, man. No cap. Like, this here is crazy, bro.
She escaped from prison in 1979 and fled to Cuba. The distance from New Jersey to Havana, Cuba is 1,295 miles. How did she hop the border without getting noticed? The United States has one of the most heavily surveilled borders on Earth. No one noticed her. Whether she traveled by foot, by plane, or by train.
That's what I'm saying, like,
especially
what?
given how much media attention she was receiving. No one could travel 1,300 miles without a single soul recognizing them after their face has been plastered all over television. Cuba is across the ocean and is not topographically connected to the United States, which means that she would be required to take a boat or ferry to enter the island.
Exactly, it's not like Mexico,
It's an
bro.
island, guarded in its entirety on
That's
every
what I'm
corner
saying,
by
it's
a
an
border
island.
patrol. How did someone labeled as a terrorist who is deemed a threat to all governments and national security get to
Exactly.
slide into a country ruled by a fascist dictator who literally kicked terrorists out of his country? Astro used to put all miscreants and criminals on boats.
All I gotta do is raise my hand. That's my new
US
thing.
government to deal with, but he let a terrorist into his country.
No look. That's crazy.
How is it that people believe that the United States government can find Osama bin Laden in some random cave in the middle of the desert?
Did I not say that earlier? Did I not? Way over yonder. Man, way over yonder, bro. They found this man, bro.
Middle East, but can't find Assad. So they can track down that terrorist, but can't find her. They found him in the middle of nowhere, but can't find Asada on a densely packed tiny island. In fact, she was in the States for 4 years. More BS. Her story follows the same synopsis as Bin Laden's, which is funny, given that he also is a CIA agent, and Al-Qaeda is a fictitious government entity. Where did Asada get the money to make this cross-country trip? Since when does a black woman in America get to a white cop and not get in prison for life or shotgun? Never.
I'm just looking at the camera.
Interestingly enough, like Tupac, Asada was it.
Ain't that what I just said, bro? Ain't that what I just said? And then Tupac killed two. Tupac hit two of them. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, how, bro? Let me know. Let me know. I'm gonna let some of my folks know.
But I think in order for people to understand all of this, they need to dive into the origins of communism and what the civil rights movement was really about.
Alright, hold on. We're gonna stop it right there. Alright, so the video is 20 minutes. Alright, so we got the 10 minutes of it. So the next time we're gonna finish it, I'm gonna do a part 2 for that. Ooh, my bad, y'all. For sure. But definitely, if you like the video, hit the like, man. You already know. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Hey, this was some crazy little information. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm gonna just say, this is my opinion. I'm not believing. I'm believing him. Like, honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Like, cause I done did some research, and it's kind of pointing to this. Like, well, next time we're gonna see what else they got to say, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to 96 TV, and until next time, it's your boy Cartel Ace, man.
Yeah, walking in the bank, go fill it up. We want all of the money. I don't need sleep till I run it off. They talking about cash and I want it. Niggas don't hate, just don't pay them attention. They want your spot and you know it. These niggas ain't nothing but snakes in the grass, so you better watch